Yeah, so hey guys, it's me, Romie. So this is the review, or the recap for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 1, Episode 8. All shade of... what? All shades of shade? These titles are stupid. Anyway, the episode really starts off with the one, the only Giselle, and she's going to be doing her own makeup line. And the thing is that because she, of course, she's a woman of color, but she's also light-skinned, so as a result, she has a lot of issues finding that right balance of makeup that isn't cakey, and I guess that also doesn't mess up her skin. Because if, for whoever don't know, African Americans, whether it's male or female, whatever, African Americans, just like with the fact that we can't intake as much salt, we also have more sensitive and thinner skin than other races. So as a result, a lot of chemicals are extremely harsh on our skin. And so what we usually turn to is things like shea butter and stuff like that. But even in some cases, that can be strong. So shout out to Giselle for coming out with something a little bit different. It's funny because Karen does say how, well, I feel like Bare Minerals, and I forgot what the other brand was, already has something exactly like this. But you know, this is cute too. I was like, Karen, come on. Karen, come on. So Katie and her man's home, and apparently I think it's her kid's birthday or whatever. And so he got them balloons, and you know, they're just loving that. So Katie's just going off of what happened at the trip, and was just saying how, you know, Giselle was going at her about her behavior at Ashley's birthday party. And of course, he's not a fan of Giselle, he's not a fan of Karen, he's not really a fan of any of Katie's Potomac friends. Let's just put it out there. Except for Ashley. Ashley's cool. Aside from Ashley, and at this point, Katie isn't either. Katie, I feel like she's just at the point where she's not willing to fake the funk anymore. And I don't blame her, because I don't see Katie really fitting in with them, to be honest with you. Does it really matter? No. So, do her. And the update is that she's going to, just like they all said, she's going to push her event back because it's too soon. There's just too much to do, and it's too soon. And so they were right in saying how within a month, Katie, $100,000, Katie. So yeah, so what she's going to do is she's going to support others' events and also put herself out there to increase her brand and notoriety, so that other people will take her seriously when she's like, hey, come to mine, type of thing. So Karen has to go and plan her husband Ray, great name, Ray's mother's, it's like a party, a celebration of life party for her. And so Karen, of course, has this event planner, and Karen wants to go all out. She wants it to be in this big venue, and she wants to hire dancers and interpretive dancers, like praise dancers, all this stuff. And Ray's just like, at first I was like, Ray, what do you have an issue with praise dancers? But it was like, no, it's more so he wants it to be nice and simple because the family is still grieving, and even though it is a celebration, he just wants it to be tasteful and not a show. He's not putting on a show. His life is ready to show, thanks to you, Karen. No, let me stop. And anyway, so Karen was like, alright, yeah, so whatever it takes for my husband, yeah, I'll do it. But I really want to go and plan a big party. But she doesn't. She respects his wishes, of course. Because it's not only him, it's his other siblings as well, and family members. Giselle invites all the girls and some of her own personal friends out to, see what I did there, to be the focus group for her new makeup line. And you remember Cal? Is his name Cal? The guy who does her hair and I think makeup as well, who she originally brought to Charisse's house and they had that huge blow up. Well, he's back. He's back. It makes sense because of the event. And of course Giselle is hitting on the bartender. She's like, ooh, okay, so you're going to be in my house later, right? Giselle, so silly. Yeah, and Ashley is over it. Ashley's just telling Giselle how, I do actually want to apologize to you just so that we're on the same page, because I don't like how things were left off. And Giselle's like, oh, okay, cool, because I was going to clown your ass if you didn't do that. That's not what she said, but she might as well have said that in her confessional. So more of the ladies came, and I forgot that Charisse and Giselle had a problem. See how things just go and life gets in the way? I completely forgot that there was an issue between Giselle's friend, Karen, and Charisse. And so what he does is he just goes and flies out, says, I apologize, I'm so sorry. And he says it to both of them. He's like, I'm sorry, my behavior wasn't acceptable. I don't like how I came off. It was 100% wrong with me, my fault. And they were very receptive, because I honestly think that I'm sure Giselle is just like thinking back on it. It's like, I don't like any mess or trouble, so just make nice with them. It wasn't that big of a deal, so let's not try and make it anything bigger than what it was. And so that was cool for him to do regardless, because some people wouldn't do that, period. I'm the type that even if I know I'm right, I'll just say sorry, because I just don't have time for pettiness and grudges and all that. I have more important things to do. I really do. So everyone's there except for Katie. She did invite Katie. Katie just didn't show up because Katie was over Giselle. And that comes up later on. So Giselle was actually talking about how growing up, she didn't think that she was pretty. It was only until I think she said her 40s where she thought that she was bad. So this kind of explains why we have the person that we have today. Not saying that that was anything subliminal, that anything's wrong with her. Just that it's like, all right. So she's coming into her prime now, literally, with self-esteem and all of that, just as far as her looks. And so shout out to her for that. So everyone's trying the makeup on. They're like, wow, it's actually good. Exactly. Especially Karen. Karen, like I told you, right, it was like, Bare Minerals and other companies already do this. But, this is cute. Shout out to her for going and being an entrepreneur. And of course, Giselle's like, I wanted to show my daughters to go out there and make your own way. And that's always a positive. Katie and her man are at this event. Is it like it's a fashion show. I almost said something. But it's a fashion show. And Katie was a model for 10 years. So it was funny because this guy was really bigging her up when they brought her to the stage. And it was just like, oh, her guy's name's Andrew. I just remembered. He was just like, hello, superstar. I'm like, is Beyonce's Rihanna coming out? Like even Tori Kelly, Ariana Grande? Fantasia? Like, oh, Katie Ross. It's like, oh. They're probably thinking, oh, she's cute. Where do I know her from? Well, just type in her name and you'll know exactly why she looks familiar. Anyway, we move past that, and there was one actual part there where they talked about how, Andrew, you don't like, look at that butt. You don't like butts. It's like, no. I'm like, Andrew, you're a damn liar. You don't like butts because your girl doesn't have one. So of course you don't like one. It's like, you don't like big boobs either, do you? No. You like them tall. You like them beautiful, tall, and very, very borderline undeveloped assets. Aside from the face and the height. Anyway, anything to make them seem more youthful. So anyway, you have Karen and you have, what's her face? Ashley. They're talking, and here's the thing. I do agree that Ashley didn't handle the situation well, because she was basically just like, screw you guys, I'm with my guy. I do understand where Ashley was coming from, because at the end of the day, it's his house. He wanted to go and be with his wife, and so he had all the right to do so. Do I think the timing was great? No. Did the girls, for the most part, end up being fine with it? Yes. And Giselle also clarified, says like, I personally did not have an issue with your husband. Has nothing to do with that. It's just about the fact that we didn't know about it, so we didn't really have the option. It's just like, oh, okay, so he's here now. so he's going to be rolling with us type of thing, and that's not what we signed up for. And just we were going nowhere with that conversation. It was just going in circles and circles. So he's like, you're going to table this at another time. You're not doing this at my event. Shout out to my retainer. That's why I sound weird right now. Anyway, so Robin goes and she's with Quan, her ex-husband, or separate. I don't know how that's currently working. Long story short, look, they may get back together. The fact that he cheated is the only reason why she's not with him right now. That's the only reason why she hasn't tried to start something new. Because it's just like, there's certain things I won't put up with, and cheating's one of them. So, but they dredge up old feelings of, oh, when we were in college, this, and how we first met, and essentially it was like, oh, so you were at my games and you were stalking me and you were eyeing me down. And she was like, no, I was actually looking at your friend, but I'm not going to tell him that. Anyway, after that, so don't be surprised if they get back together. And that'll be cute for them to get back together. Why not? Why not? We believe in love, don't we? Afterwards, we have Karen going with Ashley. Ashley and Karen, you know, they try to fake the funk because they're with their guys and they're at the golf range, whatever. And Karen's just like, no, was it Ashley or was it Karen? One of them brought it up where it was, okay, so I know there's a little bit of tension, so here's the situation. This happened at said party, this happened there. And Karen was just like, there you go, Ray, go for it, Ray, go for it, Ray. Ray goes and bucks up his chest and just like, yo, that was a women's trip. Why were you there? And Michael's like, oh, it was my house. It was my wife. I can go there if I wanted to, essentially. And that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, I'm not going to do anything strange. And so the conversation was really kind of going nowhere. So the guys just agreed to kind of table it. And Ray was just like, look, absolutely no disrespect was meant by any of it. And that was that's what Michael said. And that was his way of apologizing, but not really apologizing. And while they're playing golf, they're just like, you know what, whoever makes this hole, they have to apologize. And so they just go and shake hands because they meet like halfway, literally, at the end result being the balls meet halfway, they both miss. And who's just like, alright, you'll table this like gentlemen, essentially want respect, we want peace in the Middle East, so there's that. And then later on, Michael's just like, you know I let him win, right? And honestly, I believe Michael, because Michael's like, I play here all the time, so I wouldn't doubt that just to keep the peace, because he doesn't seem like the type that likes trouble, he just seems like the type to have fun. So them doing all that bickering and he's not really for all that at all. At all. And he was offended initially with their reactions because it was like, damn, you guys don't like me? But Karen also made it a little lighthearted when she was like, you know, you're a little freak over there, so I don't know. And because he was like, well, the four of us all have like a couples trip or whatever. I was like, I'm not playing those games. I don't know what you'll do then. Anyway, afterwards, we have Charisse and her kids are there. It's funny because they all look alike, the whole family. It's like you can tell those are Charisse's kids. And they're just there basking in the sun while she's trying to learn how to swim. And so it makes sense now why she didn't want to get in the water. It was not only the excuse she originally made, she doesn't know how to swim. So her butt definitely wasn't going to go and do some type of surfing activity with not being able to swim. So shout out to her for doing so because it was rough and she's starting to get it. And she was like, I need to just show my kids this is a fear because I have drowned before. And I need to show them that I'm strong. I can fight through things. It's like, all right, get prepared for the fight of your life because there's that divorce. And then we know that your guy actually, he lost his job. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic for season 2. Maybe if he comes back home. That could be interesting for season 2. So Karen has her event planner with her, and Karen wanted, what was it called? What was it called? Blossoms? She wanted some type of flower. Cherry blossoms. Yeah, so because they only bloom in the spring or something like that, there were none available. None available whatsoever. And Karen was over it. So Karen was just like, alright, let's get some roses. Let's get 89 roses because she lived 89 long years of life, her mother-in-law. She was like, you know, that's sweet. That's nice. Everyone's getting ready for Karen's event, and it's being held in her living room. In her house. And Katie was just like, oh, I don't know. So Karen couldn't help me with my events to host something in her living room. Yeah, okay. I'm like, Katie, stop being bitter. You're sounding a little bit entitled, Katie. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Katie. Stop it. And Sharice's friend was also, I don't know what Sharice's friend, why is she there? Only because it just seems like she's, Brene. It just seems like she's riding the fence on every side. I understand her allegiance is only to Sharice, but still. So anyway, Giselle goes and they all talk, and for now they're alright. Like I already told you, Katie didn't show up to Giselle's, what is it called? Her makeup launch testing thing, whatever. And she was like, you know, yeah, maybe some other time. It's like, oh, so if I call you, we can set something up. It was like, yeah. She was like, all right, Giselle, wait by the phone in your lingerie. And, you know, that was a play on of when Giselle was like, ooh, you know, Katie likes the ladies, so, ooh, have to cover up, type of thing. And the thing is also a fundraiser, so, of course, they're there to help raise funds. And you know who shows up last? Ashley. Ashley shows up last. And I'm like, Ashley, you know these women, you know showing up late isn't going to work. And it was right in the middle of them making this speech. And it was actually a nice speech, just saying thanking everyone for being here and what it was really all about. And that doorbell kept ringing. And no one was going to open that doorbell, but the entertainment actually opened up the doorbell. Because they're like, you know, that's not right. Someone's outside waiting. And so, there is that. Ashley clearly really doesn't like the group that much because she wasn't drunk when Karen was like, I don't want my daughter to hang out with you because, you know, who knows what she'll pick up or whatever it was. Essentially saying it's like whatever habits could be formed, what have you. Ashley tells Giselle, Sharice, and Robin that that was her name. Karen doesn't want her daughter to hang out with us, as in them. And I'm like, Ashley, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And so that's when Karen, and I agree with Karen. Karen was like, you know what, I'm done with you. Stop it. You're cut off. Bada boom, bada bang. You know, if it was me, I'd be like, cut off from what? You're not special. You're special, you know, to your family, but I don't give two rats' ass about you. So you're non-existent in my mind. But I can't believe Ashley actually said that. I'm like, what is she thinking? Who's doing the thinking up here sometimes? Because Ashley's just, I don't know. And then even her confessional, she was like, that's what she said. She said us. She was like, oh, maybe it was just me? Oh, crap. Who cares? And so Ashley leaves with her guy, and the rest of the group was just like, all right, let's talk with Mother Hen because we still love you. We don't have an issue with you. And Karen did clarify. She said only Ashley. That was the only person I had an issue with. So that was pretty much it. Okay, episode. Real Housewives of Atlanta. My review for that is already up for the reunion part 1. That review is long and it was for a good reason. There was a lot that needs to be gone over. And look, they duped us a little bit. The editing made it seem a lot more lit than it actually was. It had moments. The whole thing wasn't just like, whoa! It had moments. But it was interesting. There was a lot of talking. A lot of smack talking. Not mad at that. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.